Hi, I'm Vera and welcome to Think for Yourself. I create these with the aims of encouraging curiosity, asking questions, encouraging creativity, and taking intentional action. You see, my brain is extremely logical. I want to make sure that everything adds up before I emotionally buy in. So I ask why and how continuously to paint the most accurate picture of reality that I can. If you were to ask me 3 months ago if I'm a perfectionist, no way, no I'm not, because I don't have perfect handwriting, is the exact answer that I would tell you. So what does unacknowledged perfectionism over the course of more than 2 decades create? If I got a 97 on an exam, I would look to see what I got wrong, not celebrate what I got right, as an example. If I wasn't number 1 in something, I feel like I'd accomplished nothing. This meant that I was no better off doing anything, was the conclusion that I eventually came to. A very unproductive state of mind to be in. And by the way, I did a lot of activities growing up. I played soccer, I was on dance in my teen years, I ran track in the off season, I was on swim team for a summer, I played tennis and ran on and off my entire life, played violin since I was 6, I did kickboxing. What I see looking back now in retrospective is I gained the skill of being able to pick things up really quickly, and I'd be good at stuff. I could even be great at stuff, although I was never the best, which in my mind completely squashed all of my achievements and everything that I was doing. And at the time, I wouldn't even call anything that I did an accomplishment. I had no name for it. It's just what I did. So how did no one see this at all? Like, myself was blind to it. No one in my, family, friends could see anything going on. Well, long story short, my family came here in 2007, and growing up, I remember my dad reading the Java book on the couch on weekends. Both my parents are perfectionists, stern, strict, very Russian. And as an immigrant, we were living paycheck to paycheck. So anything I did didn't really feel relevant at the time. Looking back, I just really wanted to help. And I was a kid, I was too young, I didn't know how. Although I could see the stress that they were under. I remember being told at the age of 7 that if I didn't get straight A's, I'd have my laptop and all my other screens taken away. I was going to American school for the first time. I don't know how I was expected to get an A in English class. The grade that I saw most often on my report card those first 2 years was ineligible for grading, like NA. So I got in the habit of hiding my grades, never seeing them as an accomplishment at all. Growing up in this type of ecosystem, I started to take everything to extremes. I graduated from college in 3.5 years with 2.5 degrees, and all I could think about was what if I did it in 3 years instead. Looking back, it wasn't possible. I was taking between 18 and 21 credits a semester, and to me that felt like a normal schedule. I thought there was something wrong with me for feeling tired or not interested in completing my assignments. I just focused on clicking submit to get a good grade. I was majoring in finance, business, and minoring in real estate development. And I took everything to extremes. At the age of 20, I ran a branch for a $250 million marketing company. I broke the record for my territory, almost doubling sales year over year coming from the team. I still hold the record today, although I wasn't number 1 in the company. So it felt like I did nothing, like it didn't even matter at the time to me. All these examples I give because I wish I could have seen my own actions in someone else and then heard what was actually going on and what I could do about it. The first big step for me was acknowledging my tendencies. I beat myself down when I did not achieve a benchmark. That is like the best it could possibly be, was the benchmark that I was holding myself to at the time. When it wasn't the best it could be, I squished it all the way down to 0. What took a lot of time to realize, because I still wanted to be the best that I could, was realizing who was setting the benchmark. Whose decision is it to say that you're good enough? I was letting other people's benchmarks of what perfect means dictate the standard to which I wanted to achieve things to. I was continuously letting myself down. I felt like no matter what I achieved, no matter which way I went, I wouldn't get the desired result of not feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, indecision paralysis, and fight or flight. At that point, I didn't know what I wanted. I just knew that I couldn't keep going the way that I had been. So what I decided to do, and I encourage you to do as well, is I decided to create my own measuring stick for what it means to do a good job, to accomplish something. It wasn't going to be the number on the scale. It would be how my body felt. If I moved that day, if I nourished it with quality food, was I feeling strong? Did I have energy? It wasn't that I'm still not a millionaire. It was that my savings is actually in the top 1% for people in my age group. It wasn't that I didn't have a 4.0 GPA, but that I got 2.5 degrees in 3.5 years while COVID hit, so Zoom University for 1.5 years, which came with its own baggage. And then for my last semester, I commuted and had to get tested for COVID twice weekly, which sucked. And I got my parking pass late because I really didn't think that we're going to be going back. So I put myself in the position where I was walking 25 minutes each way to get to my class. During that time, something in my back slipped. So then for the next 1.5 years, I had the worst pain of my life from my sciatica. Now, way later, it's still healing. I'd gotten so out of shape that I lost all of my muscle. I was depressed, anxious, terrified of making the wrong decision, terrified of making any decision unless it was like the right one, whatever that means, because I had lost my own trust. Every time I burned myself out, I felt like nothing came from it. So I didn't know what to do. Now, I'd ask myself, the right decision according to whom? The answer? Me, this person right here, or you, the person sitting there right now. It doesn't need to make sense to anyone else. I'm sharing all of this because I was there, and I didn't know what to do. I'm not there anymore. So is it okay if I give you the shortcut that I wish I had? Because this is how I got out. By the way, I couldn't find this anywhere, but I found a person, and together we created it. She had an energy about her that was just different. We created a simple framework that allowed us to make the rules and measure the success. It's a game that you can actually win at. It was something I could get behind. There were no hidden pits. Nothing was left off the table. I saw that if I do this, it can actually work, and I'll feel better. So what is this thing? In one word, alignment. In two words, intentional action. Let me explain. When we hear the word alignment, it innately feels good. No one would say, I don't want more alignment in my life, right? So what is it if it's not like tire alignment or chiropractics? Given how we function, we really did think through all the details. We started with the definition of the word itself, which is alignment is actions connected to priorities and intentions. I create greater alignment when my actions are connected to my priorities and intentions. You create greater alignment when your actions are connected to your priorities and intentions. People can create greater alignment together when their intentions are mutually beneficial. So what in the world are priorities and intentions? Well, we define those as well. Priorities, things considered to be highly important, having a significant impact. Intentions are higher level, what you want to create, to resolve, or to be. So we start with the intentions, then create the priorities, and then the actions. So how do we apply this? I'll give to you what's taken me years to kind of piece together over time. That way, if something really resonates with you, you can go ahead and use it too and feel good doing it. This might just be a foundation for you, and obviously, adjust it for yourself because you yourself are an individual, unique person that will have it be, really central to what you want, what is most aligned with you. So my intentions, my North Star, if you will, is faith, peace, prosperity, vitality, passion, and fulfillment. Now, what do these words mean? For me, faith is first. I believe that everything will work out as it should. Next is peace. I didn't grow up in a very peaceful home. My nervous system felt like it was fried for a long time. When I realized it, I wasn't used to being in like a calm, peaceful place. I felt like something was wrong if things were peaceful. I knew that I wanted to feel peace inside, live in a peaceful environment, so that just became one of my intentions. Prosperity in every aspect of my life, with the relationships, with the people I engage with, financially. The next one is vitality. So I got this from Tony Robbins' Awaken the Giant Within book, which how I recall it now is being full of energy, meaning physical fitness, proper nutrition, being connected with yourself and nature, and being able to pour from a full cup, being full of energy. Passion is following the things that light me up, even if I don't understand why. And fulfillment, deriving deep satisfaction from the work that I do. I grew up thinking that work wasn't supposed to be fulfilling, that you do it for a paycheck, and then hopefully you enjoy your weekends. As I was nearing the end of college, I knew that going into corporate wasn't an option for me. I wouldn't thrive there. I'd feel like The Walking Dead. So those are my intentions. That's kind of my North Star, my maybe values is a way that you could call it too. And definitely just think about that, ponder it. And I got each of those words months apart at times. They slowly just started to come together to fruition over time, which is why this is a process. This can't be done in like an hour or a weekend. It's something that you iterate on, and over time it's like it just lands better for you. That's how you know that you get closer to really putting what it is that you want on paper, which means that once that vision is clear, you'll be going towards it. Now, from our intentions, right, they're going to be connected to our priorities, things that we consider to be highly important, having significant value. If my intention is vitality, my priority may be moving and nourishing my body. My actions can be going on a daily walk, strength training a couple of days a week, eating real food 80% of the time. Hydrating is needed. If my intention is to discover or follow my passions, my priority may be making a list of the things that light me up. For me, it's always been doing something with my hands. So now when I travel, I'll take pictures with my camera. Or when I was at the beach, I collected seashells that I'm now putting onto like a piece of art. It's doing stuff that's fun for you because you want to do it. When my intention was fulfillment for my work, alignment as a practice came about. Now we're hosting experiential courses, retreats, workshops. We're spending our time creating material that resonates with us and those that we engage with. And alignment has transformed my life. That's why I'm so excited to be sharing about it. About how creating greater alignment in my life has changed how I look at things, changed the perspective of things, has just widened it a lot. To do a quick recap, to create greater alignment in your own life, ask yourself, and I'd recommend to journal on this like on and off, allowing it to marinate in your brain. This won't be a quick process, but you will be glad that you did it. The clarity that it brings is indescribable. So grab a sticky note, a note card, or the note section of your phone and jot down. Alignment is actions connected to priorities and intentions. What are my intentions? Intention is what you want to create, to resolve, or to be. Next question is, what are my priorities? Priorities are things that you consider to be highly important, having a significant impact. And lastly, what are my actions? What are the brass tack things that I had to do to achieve that priority, which will accomplish that intention? Perhaps you're like me, where you simultaneously think about where you are right now and where you want to be in the future, and like you see that discrepancy and you can't even describe exactly what it is. It just feels like a mess and you don't know how to approach it. If this applies to you, then go ahead and split a paper down the middle. And on one side, go ahead and write alignment reflection. And on the other side, go ahead and write go forward alignment. You can do this over and over and over again as often as you want, ensuring and pulse checking that your intentions, your priorities, and your actions still align. Because I've so many times arrived at a destination that at one point I wanted to go to, although when I'd gotten there, only then did I realize that the destination that I wanted to go to had actually changed, and I had no idea. So what are your intentions, your priorities, your actions? How are they all connected? Where are you committing to creating greater alignment in your own life? If you have gotten any value or nuggets from this, please let me know either in the comments below, or simply click the like button to let me know that you want more stuff like this. It takes less than 2 seconds, and I spent days crafting these videos. I'm so glad we got to spend this time together. Let's go and take action, and I'll see you in the next video.